Hi there, everyone, and welcome once again to another video. So we are looking today at the Level 4 Certificate in Education and Training, and we are embarking on Unit 5 of the course. Now, Unit 5 is to investigate the different types of resources you use within your teaching and training practice. And question 1.1 is to analyse the effectiveness of resources used in own area of specialism in relation to meeting the individual needs of learners. So quite simply for this assignment, you must analyse 5 different resources you currently use within your teaching and training practice. Now you have free reign on this assignment, so you can select any 5 resources. And just on our assignment template here, we've created a table of a number of different resources. So let's just have a look at those before we begin this assignment. So the resources table is broken down into categories. You got information and communication technology, objects, people, external resources, visual aids, and other resource materials as well. So you may wish to select any 5 resources from this table here, or otherwise you can select your own resources that you use, which may not be featured here as well. But why do we use resources within teaching and training? Well, first of all, they bring interest to your learners. They help stimulate learning because they bring with them such a rich value of interest that your learners would like to obviously come into your lesson and be engaged by the resources that you're using as well. I think obviously by using resources, we can promote learners' functional skills. For example, using iPads will help to promote learners' digital skills, for example, as well. Resources, obviously, they cater for a great range of learning styles, as we know. So they support all of our learners, whether you're a kinesthetic learner, perhaps you enjoy reading and writing, speaking and listening, digital skills, as mentioned there. So they bring that rich purpose. And I think if we are using resources, different resources within each of our lessons, then learners are going to be thinking, oh, what am I going to encounter today within the lessons? So just in terms of the table, we've got so many different ones. Of course, we've got mobile phones. They are a resource. We've also got games, educational games. You could use your colleagues as resources as well. Perhaps a course manager can come into your lesson and they could perhaps deliver some training, perhaps. So you could use perhaps an outside speaker as well. Visual aids such as flip chart paper, which I'll come on to in a moment, photographs, presentations, handouts, books, you name it. So all of those are resources. So yeah, just going back to the assignment question then. So what we need to do is we need to complete the resources table, and we're going to evaluate any 5 of those resources there. So just once you've selected your 5 resources, what we would like for you to do is we would like for you to reflect on 2 strengths of the resource. So we would like for you to state your resource, so the name of the resource. We would like for you to explain how it's used within your teaching and training. And we'd also like for you to add 2 strengths of the resource as well. If you're struggling to recall any resources, I've just put some just so on this template here. So it could be like learner enjoyment. Perhaps your learners are really engaged. They really enjoy experiencing those resources. Perhaps the competition element. Perhaps learners enjoy that competition when using the resource. It could be used as a memory aid to support learners, perhaps with upcoming exams. It could also build team cohesion as well. So maybe just use this as a bit of a guide when recalling some strengths. We also have to think of some limitations as well. So when using the resource, perhaps think about the things that are the limitations or the things that you need to be cautious about when using the resource as well. So here we've got some potential limitations as well, such as the cost of the resource, transport, subscription fees, accessibility, perhaps resources coming outdated, connection issues. There's so many, okay? And what you need to do is you need to reflect on two different limitations as well. So with that being said, what I've done is I've come up with 5 different resources that I personally use within my own teaching and training. So I thought it would be quite fun for me to show you my answers and to also show the level of detail required for each of the assignment answers as well. So as we can see here, we've got a very basic table which you need to complete. So I'd like for you to list the name of the resource. You can include a photo as well. That is optional, of course. I would like for you to explain how do I use this resource within my own teaching practice. 2 advantages of the resource. So aim for a paragraph on each one, and also the limitations or considerations when using the resource. Once again, a paragraph would be sufficient there. So let's have a look at my first resource, which is flip chart paper. That's myself with a flip chart, and I also have a flip chart here as well within the one of our training rooms. And I use flip chart paper all the time when delivering our courses, such as the Level 3 award in education and training. And as you can see within that screenshot there, I use that on day 1 to come up with the agreed ground rules. And I really enjoy that because I get the answers from the group in terms of the ground rules and how they would like to behave within the classroom and setting the general housekeeping and ground rules. And I list them on the board for everyone to see. And I get everyone to sign and date it to say this is our classroom contract. So it's visual, it's fantastic for group work, and I always take flip chart with me wherever I go when teaching these courses. So I kind of answered it here, but when you are writing about your own resource, try and aim for a couple of paragraphs. And just as a reminder, you can write about your own resources, so you don't have to use flip chart paper. Try and go for 5 resources that you use as well. So I've given a good description there of what flip chart paper is. Okay, so it's such a common teaching tool. It's often mounted on a stand or an easel like this one, and it's really clear for all to see. So yes, the teacher can write down the key points, or we can use our learners to write down content onto the boards as well. And not only do I use it at the start of a lesson, I use it as a formative activity. So, for example, for doing a recap activity, asking the group members, can we list down the roles and responsibilities of a teacher, and they might come to the board and list the different roles and responsibilities there. So it's a great way to get learners out of their seats. I give them a pen each, and they come to the board, they write their answers. Flip chart paper as well is really great for doing maybe like a classroom poll where they come and they write perhaps their preferred answers on the board, and then we can see what the classroom members' thoughts are in regards to a particular topic. So I'm a huge advocate of flip chart paper. So again, when writing your first resource, maybe just a couple of paragraphs explaining what the resource is and how it's used within your classroom. You can use a picture, that's optional, of course. On to the advantages. So the first advantage of flip chart paper, in my eyes, is that it encourages collaboration and participation as well. So it's a great way, as mentioned, for learners to get out their seats, to come to the boards, and they can write their answers there. Alternatively, the teacher can provide learners with flip chart paper. So we can take flip chart paper like this, we can give it to perhaps pairs or small groups, and they have got this flip chart paper to write down their ideas, perhaps to brainstorm an activity. And after 10, 20 minutes, they can bring their flip chart to the front here and they could present to the group. So it's great for presentation skills as well. So it has so many purposes, and it's very accessible to all. So I really enjoy that aspect there, and with working within small groups as well. As mentioned before, another advantage is ground rules. So that would be my second advantage there. So ground rules can be written down for all to see. It encourages team cohesion, listening skills, collaboration. It gives the responsibility to learners to write down all the ways that everyone should behave within the classroom. So I think it's adaptable. I think it gives the learners ownership, and I like the flexibility of flip chart paper. So it's really good for group work and participation and for team cohesion there. Okay, just on to the limitations of flip chart paper. So as we know, flip chart paper is not cheap. It's essentially it costs quite a bit of money to actually replace flip chart paper. And once the paper is used, you can't use it again. So it's not very environmentally friendly. And it can also affect the budget of your department as well if you're using flip chart paper all the time. So it is quite expensive to replace. So perhaps don't use it within every lesson, but use it within some of your lessons, because it is a really great resource to use as well. And also, if you're working within a department, if you need to replenish flip chart paper, it's good practice to say to your superiors, your head of department, I've used the last of the flip chart paper. Can we order some more? Same with the pens as well, because they need to be replaced and they do dry up. Another sort of key consideration or limitation is legibility issues. So with flip chart paper, yes, learners are going to be writing their answers on the board. Some handwriting styles might not be the neatest. Some learners might say, I can't read that. Or your own handwriting style as a teacher, you have to be really, really self-conscious and careful that everyone can read your handwriting as well. If learners have got perhaps a poor handwriting style, they may be reluctant to take part, which is a shame. So we just need to kind of establish the ground rules there, and just to get everyone's sort of buy-in when doing this activity as well. But that is my first chosen resource. Okay, so as mentioned before, you don't need to go for flip chart paper. You can go for any 5 that you wish. But I just thought I'd show you my most common resources, and you can see the level of detail required, which goes into the table there. So explaining how it's used, the advantages and limitations as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I certainly have, with introducing my first resource. Again, if you would like to like the video, comment, please do, and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you on our next video. Bye for now.